Hi everyone, it's Mari here for Honeybee Stamps. Today I'm going to be creating a card with the awesome Lovely Layers Cupcakes die set. This is a really large die set that allows you to make ice cream cones, cupcakes, sundaes, all kinds of really fun stuff. There's some dies there to create some candles and really fun different little embellishments for your sweet treats. I'm also going to be using some paper from the Let's Party paper pad that you saw on my desk there at the beginning. I'm going to use a variety of different cardstocks here today to cut out some of the different elements that I'm going to be using from the die set. So I'm starting off with some brown cardstocks here for the ice cream cone. And you can see that one of the layers is more of a craft color and then this darker brown for the accent color. And in this way, when we layer the different die cut pieces together, it really accentuates the differences and the contrast in the different areas of the dies. I'm also going to use this sprinkle confetti paper for the ice cream, and I'm using some of the patterned paper for some of the other elements. The cherry, I'm going to die cut from this paper from that patterned paper pad, and the little topper for the cherry, I die cut from some red cardstock. So I'm just going to use a little bit of liquid adhesive on the back of this red cardstock and layer that over top of the green base layer. And in that way, I end up with a little green stem for my cherry. And now I'm just going to go ahead and adhere these different pieces together for the ice cream cone, including this darker brown piece that's going to layer over top of the base. And in that way, like I said earlier, you can see all of that really neat contrasting detail for that ice cream cone. So you don't have to do any ink blending or anything super time consuming or fancy with these dies. You can simply use colored cardstock and it creates a really awesome and cool effect. So I love that about the Lovely Layers dies. I think that they are just really fantastic tools to create some really interesting projects. So I love this pattern paper from that paper pad to create that confetti kind of looking ice cream. I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that onto the cone, and then I'll just add that little cherry on top of this really yummy looking sweet treat. This is so realistic, I have to say. I'm not sure if you can really fully appreciate on camera or in the video how realistic these cones are, but they are super realistic looking. Now I did also die cut out from the Scallop A2 frames a white frame for the focal point for my card, just for that really lovely little sweet treat that we have. And then I've also used one of the really pretty blue pattern papers from that pad for a layering piece on my card as well. Now I did use the You're So Extra stamp set and coordinating die set for my sentiment today. I'm going to use my Honeybee Stamps Intense Black ink to stamp out the sentiment onto some white cardstock in my MISTI here. I'm just going to condition this stamp because it's the first time I'm using it. I'll just rub my finger on it to take off any residue from the manufacturing process. I'll stamp that out onto some white cardstock, and then you'll just see how nice and crisply these stamps stamp. They're beautiful, and I love this sentiment so much. I'm going to use the coordinating die, as I mentioned, to die cut that sentiment out, and now that's going to be perfect for my project. I'm going to take a little bit of liquid adhesive and add this paper that has been cut down to 4 by 5 1/4 onto an A2 size top folding white card base. I'm going to get a little bit of a nice white margin space around that blue paper, which I really like. I just think it's a nice framing and finishing for your card front. I'll just go ahead and press this down into place, and then you'll just see me using the other products that I have die cut out here and the other pieces to embellish this card base. Just making sure that I've got that on there straight. And now I'm going to pop up the little scallop frame here on some foam adhesive just to give this a little bit of pop and dimension for my focal point. So I'm going to add some dimensional adhesive onto the back of the ice cream cone as well, just because I thought I just wanted to pop that up also and give it a little bit of pop as well. And you'll just see me taking those backers off of that. But before I put this down, I do want to just take the time to figure out where I'm going to put my sentiment. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some foam strips onto the back of the sentiment strip here. And then that'll just be at the same level of dimension as the little ice cream cone on the front of my card. So I really like using these little foam strips for applying my sentiments onto my projects. They just usually fit the honeybee sentiments really, really well. And it's just a really easy way to apply the sentiments onto your project. Then you can just take your tweezers to help you position this if you'd like. And it's just makes it a really, really simple and easy process to go ahead and get this onto your project. So you'll just see me here grabbing the, or maybe you won't, I'm doing it off camera, just taking the release paper off the back of the foam. And now, like I said, I'll just use my tweezers to go ahead and find the right placement for this, just at the lower portion of my scallop frame. And this just centers beautifully onto the size of that scallop, which is going to just be the perfect sort of situation for the sentiment for the project. So it says, wishing you a day of sweet celebrations. And that goes along really nicely with our yummy looking little ice cream cone here. So I'm just going to go ahead and eyeball where I want that to be placed. And that is going to finish off my card. Now I did decide that I wanted to take a little bit of white gel pen and just add a little bit of highlight to that little cherry at the top of the ice cream cone there. And in that way, just give it that little bit of extra little pizzazz to that little cherry in that spot. So this is just, I think, a number 10 white gel pen. I'm just going to finish that off there, and I'm going to zoom you in a little bit so that you can see the card up close. Friends, I did link up in the description box to all of the products that I've used today, so you can go ahead and check those out if you want to find any of these things in the Honeybee shop. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.